Now we're gonna talking about problem why this carburetor ZENITH-STROMBERG can be overflowed. Here is flow chamber, and when gasoline goes from the main jet, and this stream of gasoline goes and dripping to the exhaust manifold. In the cases with B20 engines, this can be deadly dangerous.
Patrick's Garage.
Grab your snack, welcome back. This carburetor, as you can guess, if you're familiar with this carburetor with old Volvos, this carburetor from 240 series. But this carburetor's very similar. Main thing, this is carburetor ZENITH-STROMBERG, and here is flow chamber. This is flow chamber, and what can be wrong that gasoline goes outside of the level. Probably a very common problem with needle valve. Also was across this problem. So gasoline goes and dripping. Yes, engine will working. But you can't continue driving if you notice that gasoline goes out. A lot of gasoline goes out and gasoline dripping on the bottom, on the earth, or even on the manifold. This is will be really dangerous. And first, what we're gonna suspect, this is needle valve. So it can be clogged, it can be dirty, and it can be worn. Also, problem was with float. This made out of plastic float and nothing inside. So this is surface of float can be damaged if the float laying on the bottom long period of time and you driving around on alternative source of fuel like gas. I mean gas. And emptiness of float chamber can be cause of the float laying on the bottom of the float chamber and can be worn. It wiggles and can be worn. So when you're disassembling the carburetor and you're shaking the float and inside gasoline, that means this float was worn, so you can't carburetor can't achieve the proper level in flow chamber and gasoline goes out. Also one cause of this problem can be. So flow can swivel properly when this axle in which attached the frame of float not attached correctly because this holder which can be rusted away. This holder made out of steel. Yes, axle made out of stainless steel and the frame of float also made out of stainless steel, but this holder can be rusted away. So in this case, float falls down and it can't working, and you never get the level of the float chamber. Yes, I remember when this problem was with this carburetor, gasoline goes out, a lot of gasoline was everywhere. So gas pump, fuel pump, pumping the fuel, and under the pressure it goes out through the main jet. Also here, this is um, called start device, but more often gasoline goes from the main jet. Needle valve can be worn, and you know that needle valve for these carburetors, very similar. A lot of models very similar, but needle valve differs by inside diameter. This valve can be designated needle valve as 1.75, 2.00, 2.25. This is for 240 series Volvo if we talking about Volvo. But these carburetors was used in a lot of cars everywhere in all the world they use in cars, especially in British cars. One carburetor more often in a European car, in American car. They prefer to send cars with double two carburetors, and Australian cars with even three carburetors. These three carburetors at one car in Australian car. So Volvo used more often uh, one carburetor or two carburetors, but in any case, you should check the float level. And this problem can be in one carburetor. You can check with vacuum this valve, but you put the carburetor upside down, so float falls to this tongue falls to the needle, and needle will be closed. So with vacuum, that way you can check, but you can use a vacuum source, not especially you're using one to your mouth. This is really dirty and dangerous inside. This gasoline with lead was, so I'm not advised to doing so and check this carburetor with mouth. So if you guess that carburetor wrong inside, you want to disassembling carburetor, this carburetor really dirty, so you want to clean it with kerosene, gasoline, hot water with soap, or you can use what you want. And here is plug, like in latest models of carburetors. By the way, here was adjustable main jet in previous models of carburetor, and then they decided to do this in latest models without any plugs. Yes, when you replaced unscrewing this, screwing out this needle valve, yeah, it should be here, and you want to adjust. In these kits in olden days was a special washers. Probably now I don't know if they supplying or not. These aluminum washers, I think, made out of aluminum, so you can adjust the level of float, level of gasoline inside the float chamber with float. So you can add these washers to the needle valve, but more easier. Just bend this tongue, this part which pushes to the needle valve when it should be closed, so you can bend it so that way you want to adjust, but never bend the frame of the float. You're never gonna adjust if you bend the frame of the float. So you bend only tongue of the float, or you want to add the adjusting washers to achieve the proper level of gasoline. So you can watch my videos about that. And yes, main thing, if you replace only this needle valve, you have no needleness to adjust carburetor completely if it works perfectly fine before. So you're not needleness to adjust needle or main jet. What adjustable settings used in your carburetor? It can be adjusted by needle, if needle adjustable, or can be adjusted by main jet, if adjustable main jet, if not adjustable needle, not adjustable main jet, only with special tools. But you have no needleness to do this if you only you changed this needle valve which inside the flow chamber. So today we learned how to fix these problems when you have overflowed carburetor and gasoline goes out from this carburetor. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. Click the subscribe button and notifications bell, so that way you can be notified as soon as I upload new videos about car repairing.